Hello and welcome to another part of this chapter, probability. In the previous part, we have obtained mean and variance for some discrete distributions. In this part, we shall find the same for some continuous distribution. And we know that the normal distribution is the most important continuous distribution. This is the density function of the normal distribution. It is 1 by root over 2 pi into sigma multiplied by e to the power minus x minus mu whole square by 2 sigma square, where mu and sigma are the two parameters out of which sigma is non-negative and the range of x is from minus to plus infinity. So for this distribution we shall find mean, variance, etc. First we find mean. This is the formula of mean. Mean equal to expectation of x, and since normal distribution is continuous distribution, so the mean can be obtained as integration of x into fx from minus to plus infinity. We replace the value of fx. I have already discussed how to evaluate this type of integrals. To evaluate this integral, we first use the transformation so that this becomes e to the power minus z square. So we use the transformation x minus mu by root over 2 into sigma equal to z. So if we use this transformation, then dx by root over 2 sigma equal to dz, that is dx equal to root over 2 sigma dz. Now since sigma is positive, so as x tends to minus infinity, then z tends to minus infinity. Also as x tends to plus infinity, then z tends to plus infinity. So the limits of the integration remain unchanged. X can be replaced as root over 2 sigma z plus mu, so x equal to mu plus root over 2 sigma z, and this is e to the power minus z square, and dx equal to root over 2 sigma dz. Now root 2 and sigma can be cancelled out, so cancelling root 2 and sigma, this integral reduces to 1 by root pi of mu plus root over 2 sigma z multiplied by e to the power minus z square. Next, we just break the integral into two parts. First one is mu into e to the power minus z square, and the second integral is root over 2 sigma z into e to the power minus z square. Now consider this integral. The integrand is z into e to the power minus z square. Now e to the power minus z square is an even function, z is an odd function, so odd function into even function is odd function. The limits are minus infinity to plus infinity, and this is odd function. So we know that the value of this integral is equal to 0. So the integral reduces to mu by root over pi minus to plus infinity of e to the power minus z square dz. So we need to evaluate this integral. Now we find that e to the power minus z square is even function, and the range of the integration is from minus to plus infinity. So this can be written as 2 times of this integral from 0 to infinity. Next we have to evaluate this integral, and we have already discussed in some previous part that to evaluate this integral we need to convert the integral to that of a gamma function. For that we replace z square equal to t such that dz becomes dt by 2 root t, and for the limits as z is equal to 0, then t is equal to 0. As z tends to infinity, t tends to infinity. So if we apply the transformation z square equal to t, then this integral reduces to this one. Now 1 by root t can be written as t to the power half minus 1, so that this is equivalent to gamma function, and we know that this is equal to gamma half, because in gamma function we have e to the power minus t, t to the power l minus 1 equal to gamma l. Now in this case it is t to the power half minus 1, so this is equal to gamma half. So this is equal to gamma half, and we know that gamma half equal to root pi. So cancelling root pi, we find that the mean is mu. So mu is the mean of the normal distribution. That means this parameter mu is the mean of normal distribution. To find the variance, we shall use this formula, e of x minus m whole square. Now this is equal to integration from minus to plus infinity of x minus m whole square into fx. Now we have already obtained that mean of the normal distribution m is equal to mu. So in place of m, we may replace mu. So it is x minus mu whole square multiplied by fx. Next, we replace the value of fx. This is the PDF corresponding to normal distribution fx. Now to evaluate this integral, we shall use the transformation x minus mu divided by root over 2 sigma equal to z. This is the transformation x minus mu by root over 2 sigma equal to z. We have already used it. If we apply this transformation, then this integral reduces to this. Now x minus mu is equal to root over 2 sigma z, and the limits are remain unchanged. Now cancelling some terms and simplifying, we find that this integral is equal to 2 sigma square by root pi integration of z square into e to the power minus z square. Now we find that z square into e to the power minus z square, this is even function, and the limits are minus infinity and plus infinity. So we can write this integral 2 times integration from 0 to infinity. So this is 2 times 0 to infinity. Now we have to evaluate this integral, and to evaluate this integral we need to convert it to that of a gamma function. For that we use the transformation. Now using this transformation, the integral reduces to this. Now we have already discussed about this transformation. Now we have t to the power half into e to the power minus t. Now t to the power half can be written as t to the power 3 by 2 minus 1, so that we can write it, this is equal to gamma 3 by 2. So we write this is equal to gamma 3 by 2, and we know that gamma 3 by 2 can be written as half into gamma half. So here we have written gamma 3 by 2 equal to half into gamma half. Now gamma half is root pi, so cancelling 2 and root pi, we find that this is equal to sigma square. So sigma square is the variance of normal distribution. Therefore sigma is the standard deviation of normal distribution, because sigma is already given that it is positive. So sigma is the standard deviation of normal distribution. So this mu is the mean of normal distribution, and this sigma is the standard deviation of normal distribution, because it is given that sigma is positive. So we have obtained mean and variance. Next we shall find skewness for normal distribution to show that it is symmetric distribution, and we know that for symmetric distribution skewness should be equal to 0. So let us find the skewness. We know that skewness is equal to mu 3 by sigma cube. For that we need to find mu 3, and mu 3 equal to e of x minus m cube, and we have already obtained that m is the mean, which is equal to mu. So using the formula of expectation, this can be written as integration of x minus mu cube into fx, as we have discussed that m is equal to mu. Now replacing the value of fx, we find that this integral is equal to this. Again, to evaluate this integral, we shall use the same transformation, that is x minus mu by root over 2 sigma equal to z. So using the transformation, this integral reduces to this. Here x minus mu is equal to root over 2 sigma z. Now taking all the constants outside the integration, we find that this is integration of z cube into e to the power minus z square from minus to plus infinity. And if we look carefully, we shall find that this integrand z cube into e to the power minus z square, this is odd function, and we know that for odd function the integration from minus to plus infinity is equal to 0. So the value of this integral is equal to 0. So therefore we have this is equal to 0. Now if mu 3 equal to 0, we know that coefficient of skewness, that is gamma 1, which is mu 3 by sigma cube, which is obviously 0, and if the skewness is 0, then the curve is symmetric, and symmetric about the mean. So here we find that the normal distribution is symmetric about the mean mu. Next we find kurtosis, and we know that coefficient of kurtosis is given by beta 2 equal to mu 4 by sigma to the power 4. To find the kurtosis, we need to find mu 4, and this is the formula of mu 4, e of x minus m to the power 4, and you know that m equal to mu, so it is x minus mu to the power 4 multiplied by fx. To evaluate this integral, we need to replace the same transformation x minus mu by root over 2 sigma equal to z. So if we replace this transformation, then we know that x minus mu equal to root over 2 sigma z, so it is root over 2 sigma z to the power 4 and e to the power minus z square, and dx equal to root over 2 sigma into dz. The limits are remain unchanged. Now this can be written as 4 sigma to the power 4 by root pi, and this is z to the power 4 multiplied by e to the power minus z square. So taking the constants outside the integral, and we know that z to the power 4 into e to the power minus z square, this is even function, and for even function the integral can be written as 2 times 0 to infinity. So it is 2 times 0 to infinity z to the power 4 e to the power minus z square. Next, to evaluate this integral, we need to replace z square equal to t. So 2z dz equal to dt. That means dz equal to dt by 2z. That is dt by 2 root t. So if we use this transformation, then the integral reduces to 0 to infinity. The limits are remain unchanged. We have already discussed about that. So it is t square into e to the power minus t, and dz equal to dt by 2 root t. So this can be written as t to the power 3 by 2, which can be written as t to the power 5 by 2 minus 1, so that this is equal to gamma 5 by 2. Now gamma 5 by 2 can be written as 3 by 2 into half into gamma half. So 3 by 2 into half into gamma half is root pi. So cancelling all the terms, it is 3 times sigma to the power 4. This is the value of mu 4. The fourth order central moment is equal to 3 into sigma to the power 4. Now we find the coefficient of kurtosis. We know that beta 2 equal to mu 4 by sigma to the power 4. So mu 4 is 3 times sigma to the power 4, and this is sigma to the power 4, that is equal to 3. So 3 is the value of coefficient of kurtosis for normal distribution, and we have already discussed about that in the previous part. The normal distribution is mesokartic curve since the coefficient of kurtosis is 3. So we have obtained mean, variance, skewness and kurtosis for normal distribution. We consider one more continuous distribution, which is exponential distribution, and this is the density function of exponential distribution, fx equal to lambda into e to the power minus lambda x, where lambda is positive and the range of x is non-negative. So for this distribution we shall find mean and variance. First we find mean, and this is the formula of mean, expectation of x, and this is the formula integration of x into fx, and the range is from minus to plus infinity. But from the density function of exponential distribution we find that the range of x is non-negative. So we convert the range from 0 to infinity, and next we replace the value of fx, that is lambda into e to the power minus lambda x. Now you can easily find the value of this integral by using by parts, but in this case we shall use the gamma function to find the value of this integral. To convert this integral to gamma function, we replace lambda x equal to t, so that it becomes e to the power minus t. So lambda dx equal to dt. Now for the range, since lambda is positive, so as x tends to infinity, t tends to infinity, as x is equal to 0, t is equal to 0. So the limits of the integral remain unchanged, and x equal to t by lambda e to the power minus lambda x equal to e to the power minus t, and dx equal to dt by lambda. Now this is equal to 1 by lambda integration of t into e to the power minus t from 0 to infinity. Now we find that t can be written as t to the power 2 minus 1, so that this is equivalent to gamma 2. So it is 1 by lambda into gamma 2, and we know that the value of gamma 2 is 1 factorial, that is 1, so it is 1 by lambda. So 1 by lambda is the value of mean for the exponential distribution. Now to evaluate variance, we shall use this formula, variance equal to e of x square minus m square, where m is the mean. And to evaluate e of x square, this is the formula. E of x square equal to integration from minus to plus infinity of x square into fx dx. Now since the range of x for exponential distribution is non-negative, so we convert the limits of the integration from 0 to infinity. Next, you can easily find the value of this integral by using by parts, but again we shall use the gamma function to find the value of this integral. To convert this integral to a gamma function, we replace lambda x equal to t, so lambda dx equal to dt. Now we have already discussed that the limits remain unchanged, so the limits are 0 to infinity, x square equal to t by lambda whole square and e to the power minus t and dx equal to dt by lambda. Now taking 1 by lambda square common, the integrand become t square into e to the power minus t. Now t square can be written as t to the power 3 minus 1, so that the integral is equal to gamma function and it is equal to gamma 3. Also we know that the value of gamma 3 is 2 factorial, that means 2, so it is 2 by lambda square. So value of e of x square is 2 by lambda square. Therefore we find that variance is e of x square, that is 2 by lambda square minus m square, and we have already obtained that value of the mean is 1 by lambda, so it is 1 by lambda square, so that becomes 1 by lambda square. So this is the value of variance for exponential distribution. And we know that standard deviation is the positive square root of variance, so in this case the value of standard deviation is 1 by lambda since lambda is positive. So exponential distribution is that distribution where mean and standard deviation are equal. In the previous part we have obtained that for Poisson distribution mean and variance are equal, and in this part we have obtained that for exponential distribution mean and standard deviations are equal. Next, you can find the skewness and kurtosis for exponential distributions also. There are few more distributions such as uniform distributions, Cauchy distributions, beta distributions. You can find mean variance for those distributions also. So with this we conclude this part, and thanks for watching.